Okay, I've been thinking about something, and the more I think about it, the more it kind of blows my mind. Why are we all paying separate Wi Fi bills? Like, really, think about it just for a second. My neighbor lives on the other side of my wall. There are people 20 feet away from me, 40 feet away from them, and every single one of us is paying a full internet bill separately. But why? Why are we duplicating the exact same service over and over instead of just cooperating? And the more I sit with it, the more I realize this isn't just about Wi Fi, it's about how we've been trained to live. We live physically close to each other, but emotionally and practically, we live like islands. Everyone has their own subscription, their own bills, their own struggles, their own silent stress. And I don't think it's because people are evil. I don't believe human beings are malicious at their core. I just don't. I think people lie. I think people hide. I think people compete. I think people isolate. But I think most of that is fear. Fear of being judged, fear of looking weak, fear of being taken advantage of, fear of not having enough. And fear makes people separate. But imagine something simple. Imagine if instead of 5 separate Wi Fi bills, 5 households split one. Imagine if instead of pretending we're all fine, someone could just say, "Hey, I'm short this month." Imagine if instead of silently resenting each other, people just said what was real. For me, it always comes back to one thing: honesty. That's it. Not perfection, not constant harmony, not everybody agreeing all the time. That's not realistic. Just honesty. If you can't pay your half, say so. If you're overwhelmed, say so. If you make a mistake, just admit it. If something feels off to you, speak up. Most harm doesn't come from hardship. It comes from secrecy, layered on top of hardship. And when people lie, even small lies, it destabilizes reality. You don't know where you stand. You don't know what's true. Your nervous system stays on guard. But when people are honest, even if the truth is uncomfortable, there's stability. You can work with truth. You can't work with distortion. I don't want some giant utopian fantasy society, although that would be nice. But again, we have to be realistic, right? I'm not talking about communes or everyone sharing everything. I'm talking about small cooperation. Split internet, share tools, watch each other's pets, be real about money, be real about capacity. We've been trained into hyperindividualism. One household, one bill, one struggle. Just figure it out yourself. But that's not how humans survived historically. Humans survived through cooperation. The system rewards isolation, but isolation is expensive. Financially, emotionally, and spiritually. And the truth is, cooperation requires trust. Trust requires honesty. Honesty requires courage. And courage is hard when people have been punished for telling the truth. So instead, everyone just pretends. Everyone looks independent. Everyone looks fine. Everyone is quietly drowning alone. That makes absolutely no sense to me. I don't think people are malicious. I think people are afraid. And I think if fear was reduced, a lot of harm would disappear. I don't think it's possible to have a world where no one ever struggles. I just think it's possible to have a world where people don't have to pretend that they're not. I don't want competition for basic survival. I just want transparency. Small pockets of cooperation where people tell the truth and figure things out together. And honestly, it could start with something as simple as Wi-Fi. So I'm curious, what would change in your life if the people around you valued honesty over image? That's the kind of society I'd actually want to live in.